Support for WUWM podcast comes from Hop Harvest and Vine and Good Harvest Market in Pewaukee, part of One Destination, combining farm-to-table dining, local craft beers, and organic groceries under one roof. More at goodharvestmarket.com.
Lake Effect brings you conversations about what's happening in Milwaukee and the people, places, and organizations that shape the community. This is Lake Effect Spotlight from WUWM, Milwaukee's NPR.
Back in 2020, Meagan Johnson learned about the pressing need that many families have for diapers. In Milwaukee and nationwide, 1 in 2 families face diaper need due to cost and systemic barriers. Johnson wanted to help make cloth and disposable diapers more accessible in Milwaukee, and she discovered that there was no local diaper bank. So, she started the Milwaukee Diaper Mission along with Jessica Syburg, collecting diapers, wipes, and period products to distribute out of her own garage. Today, the Milwaukee Diaper Mission has grown to become a reliable source for families in need. To date, they've distributed 3.6 million diapers and 1.5 million period products. Meagan Johnson joins me now to share more about their growth these last 5 years and how they want to continue to expand. Meagan, welcome back to Lake Effect.
Thank you for having me.
So when you were first on Lake Effect, it was during the pandemic. You were working out of your garage, running out of room, raising money to get supplies needed to help families in need. And one prediction you made based on the lack of a diaper bank in Milwaukee at that time was that you were going to grow very quickly. So now, 5 years later, I imagine this was an understatement. Can you put into context the amount of growth you've had in a short amount of time?
Wow, that is wild to think back to that day 5 years ago. And I did have an inkling that we would grow because I did recognize that this was a missing resource in our community. And anyone I told this idea to was very excited to get involved and support. So I had a feeling we would grow. The rate at which we grew was somewhat of a surprise to me. And I'm really proud of all the accomplishments that we've had over the last 5 years, which include distributing over 3 million diapers, over 1.5 million period supplies, hiring 4 full-time staff members, a warehouse that is 12,000 square feet. We've moved multiple times in that 5 years, but that just goes to show the incredible growth that we've experienced. And it's all due to the fact that this community needs this resource and this community cares about it.
Yeah, and when you first kind of had the inkling of this idea of what it could turn into, you were originally doing like a cloth diaper workshop, right? And cloth diapering wasn't very common when you first started the mission. What does this look like today, specifically for cloth diapers? Especially because that was like one of your focus points coming in here.
It was, and it still is. Milwaukee Diaper Mission is proud to provide free cloth diapers to our community still to this day. While it is a smaller program compared to our disposable diaper program, it still exists. We believe strongly in the dignity of choice as an organization. So I knew from day one, and we still feel that families should have every option presented to them so they can choose what items work best for their baby or for their own body. So we provide that cloth option in addition to those disposable options.
What do your average monthly numbers look like between diapers, cloth diapers, and period products?
So right now we're distributing about 125,000 disposable diapers per month. Cloth diapers is a much smaller percentage. It's a handful of cloth diaper kits that are going out to individual families every month. Period supplies, we're distributing about 50,000 items per month. So overall, we're supporting over 6,500 individuals in the city of Milwaukee with diapers and period supplies.
Yeah.
And that's every single month.
Yeah, monthly numbers. And it's not decreasing anytime soon, right? So the Milwaukee Diaper Mission is what is called a basic needs bank. So you don't provide direct services to families. So can you just explain how your community partnerships work and how the distribution system that you built works, essentially?
Yes. So our distribution partners are our lifeline to families. They are nonprofit organizations across the city of Milwaukee that are already working with families in need and providing a variety of social services. We provide free diapers and period supplies to those organizations who were previously struggling to source and afford these items for their clients. We're able to provide those on a monthly basis, and then they can provide them to the families that they work with. So if someone is receiving birth to 3 services, so maybe occupational or physical therapy in the home through one of our home visiting agency partners, they're bringing diapers and period kits straight into the home. So families are not experiencing a barrier of travel to go and get these items. If families are visiting a food pantry to receive food assistance, they have the option to pick up diapers and period supplies in that same visit. So it really is a win-win for the city of Milwaukee. These partnerships are incredibly strong and important, and we're very grateful to work with over 28 organizations across the city.
And that's amazing, building up that many partnerships. And to kind of look back at when you were first starting, when you were reaching out to these organizations, these services, what was the feedback? Was it easy to build these partnerships? I'm kind of wondering from your perspective, like as you have this idea, you're growing the diaper mission, and you're like, hey, we need to partner with people. How did that go for you?
Those were pretty special conversations because I was cold calling nonprofits that I had heard of or that someone had, recommended and saying, hey, would you like free monthly products for the families you serve? And of course, the answer was a resounding yes, please. They were currently struggling to be able to afford these items for their families. So it really is a special relationship that we've been able to build with these 28 agencies. And unfortunately, there's a very long wait list of organizations that we've met with and identified as a great fit for partnership, but we don't have the resources to be able to bring them on at this time. So our wait list is ever growing. We hear about new orgs all the time that really are in need of this support. And as we grow our resources and scale up our distribution, we'll be able to bring them on as partners.
So with recent events, most notably the government's recent shutdown and the impact that had on people's food benefits, that's been ever present, still is. Pantries around the city are still in great demand and need. And while there are technically no federal government programs that provide funding to purchase diapers, but now with this general instability that we've experienced, everyone has, in your work, how have you seen this need increase alongside, like, say, other grocery goods?
Yeah, so a lot of people are surprised to learn that SNAP and WIC do not cover diapers and period supplies and never have. So it's been the job of basic needs banks to provide this support for our community. Thankfully, we have volunteers and donors that rally together to make this possible. But with food share benefits being cut, we have seen our food pantry partners experience a 100% increase in traffic to their food pantries. So, there is an intersection between diaper need, period poverty, and food insecurity. It all goes hand in hand. We know that families, if they're having to make the impossible choice between diapers and groceries, that could be a weekly occurrence that they're facing. So the fact that we're able to provide these free items to families so that they have those funds to be able to put toward groceries or other basic needs items or their electricity bill or clothing or toys for their children, that's how we're able to uplift our community.
So speaking of community and your work of building community, in addition to partnering with the social service agencies, you've also found some great allies and advocates in the Milwaukee community. What is the support from Milwaukeeans who have platforms to help your work? What does that mean to you?
Yeah, in addition to the Antetokounmpos, it's the mayor of Milwaukee, it's the county executive, it's our governor, Tony Evers. I mean, these are local heroes of social service support for families, and we're so grateful to have those relationships. I think, whether it's an NBA player or it's a first grade teacher, we've got everybody in our community rallying around this work because it is very simple. Access to free basic essentials like diapers and period supplies is a basic human right. And I think our community at large recognizes that every family should be covered in that way. So we're really grateful for the relationships we've built, the awareness that it's brought to our organization, and the importance of our work.
And you've also fostered some great grassroots advocacy, like high schoolers, right? The last time I spoke with you, we talked specifically about period poverty. And I am just wondering, since we last spoke, how has your high school program grown and what does it look like now?
So we've worked with a couple of different schools over the years, and I will tell you, our youth is incredibly passionate about menstrual equity and period poverty. We're really proud of our high schoolers and middle schoolers who rally around this mission. And, they're hosting supply drives, they're posting on social media about the importance of our work, and they're incredible cheerleaders, and we're so grateful for their support too.
You mentioned the phrase dignity of choice. It's one central aspect of the mission of the Milwaukee Diaper Mission. What other aspects of your organization do you believe makes the MDM a strong place to lead, to be at, to be involved in?
Our mission is pretty simple and straightforward, which I think is strength in and of itself. We want to provide a reliable source of free items to our community that needs it. But I also think that Milwaukee Diaper Mission is and always has been a community project. We rely on our network of over 1,000 volunteers who visit our facility every year, our board of directors, our donors, these people who have an incredible passion for this work and have stood by our side as we've grown and expanded and hit road bumps and had celebrations and milestones. It really is all a testament to the fact that everybody just wants to take care of their neighbors and be a part of something that is doing something positive for our community.
And looking back, diving into this mission at a stage in your life when you had no business leadership, no nonprofit experience under your belt, and now 5 years in, although I'm sure it's just been a whirlwind and you're just trying to hang on as things have changed, what would you say is your biggest strength as a leader, or like an aspect of your job that you value most?
I value the relationships that I've made with my staff, our volunteers, and our distribution partners immensely. I think the biggest accomplishment that I feel I've had as a leader is bringing people along and allowing space for other voices aside from my own. Of course, I'm the founder. I had the vision and still have a vision, for the future and the growth of our organization. But I feel it's incredibly important to have lots of voices at the table, not just my own. So I feel my strength is allowing others to speak, listening to other ideas, and incorporating them in the vision that I've already put forward for the organization.
And speaking of looking ahead, can you share what's your vision for the future and kind of what your guiding principles are that you keep in mind to keep this momentum going forward?
Yeah, the ultimate goal is to eradicate diaper need and period poverty in the city of Milwaukee. It's going to take an incredibly long time and a lot of hard work to get there, but I know we can do it because people care about this mission and this work, and it's just necessary for families to be able to live a whole and happy life. So I hope that we'll continue to grow. I hope that we'll be able to expand into new zip codes, into new neighborhoods, partner with new organizations offering those incredibly important supportive services. In a perfect world, diapers and period supplies would not be taxed like they are luxury goods. In a perfect world, all bathrooms would be stocked with free period supplies. These are all big dreams that, as a basic needs bank, we advocate for. But we're a team of 4, and we've only been doing this for 5 years. So, like I said, we have a lot of work ahead of us, a big mountain to climb. But I'm really, really proud of how far we've come, and I can't wait to see what we do next.
Yeah, and in just a short 5 years, and I think this speaks well on your organization, it seems like you've just always been there in the community, supplying the need. Like you said, this need is not going to go away anytime soon either. So for people listening, how can the community get involved, help support your mission, help to keep it growing? Because as we've said, this will always continue for now.
Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of times I, have conversations with people who are just learning about us and they're like, oh, you haven't been doing this for 20 years. This organization hasn't existed in Milwaukee for 30 years. I think we've done a really good job of building up awareness around our brand, around our work and our mission. So that does lend to, some legitimacy for our organization as far as the public is concerned. But we're still a baby organization and we still need all hands on deck to be able to make this work happen. So we're always looking for volunteers. We're always looking for financial support. We can purchase about twice as much as people can at the store with our bulk buying options. So if people are able to give dollars, we can purchase a truckload of diapers with their support. So that kind of support really makes a huge difference for our work, and we're able to continue to provide that reliable source for our community.
Do you accept donations if people are dropping off supplies as well?
We do. We have drop spots across Milwaukee at local businesses that are our permanent donation sites for MDM. So folks can go donate diapers and period supplies at those locations if they're interested. We also have an Amazon wish list. And again, dollars can be stretched super far with our bulk buying.
Well, Meagan, I want to thank you so much for joining me today and, taking a little deep dive on the last 5 years and the crazy amount of growth you've had. It's been a pleasure to keep up with you and your organization throughout these handful of years here.
Thank you for having me, Audrey.
Meagan Johnson is the founder and executive director of the Milwaukee Diaper Mission. She was also named one of USA Today's 2025 Women of the Year. You can find more information, including drop-off sites and additional resources at wuwm.com.
You can find more interviews like this one by visiting wuwm.com/Lake Effect. And while you're there, subscribe to the Lake Effect Spotlight podcast.